Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video, we're going to have a look at the topic metaverse. And I'm going to sort of cover off, what I feel about this topic, because I think there's a lot of people perhaps being a little misled when it comes to like the next 100x your money is metaverse. I mean, it's quite a broad statement. So I'm going to sort of try to break down 5 projects that I think we should be looking at because I agree, metaverse is the next big thing and a fantastic opportunity to, silly X your money. So we are going to sort of break this down, but I'm going to look at it and sort of highlight some of the areas that I think are a little bit misleading. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up that like button. It really does support the channel. It helps push out the content to like-minded individuals, and we really do appreciate it. And if you haven't already, subscribe, tap that bell, select all the notifications so you never miss a video. And do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on the topic that I'm covering today, and whether you agree, disagree, or you think I'm sleeping on some projects. Do let me know in the comments below. Really interested to read through those. Right, let's get down to the desktop. Okay, so first of all, I want to sort of talk through how I think that it's a little bit misleading and a bit of a broad statement to say, you should just invest in metaverse projects and, you're going to 100x your money. I think there's a few other plays behind the scenes that a lot of people haven't really been articulating. But as soon as I make this video, I'm sure there's going to be people starting to talk about this stuff in far more detail as if they were the first. But let's sort of break it down, right? So, if you type in like metaverse investments, best investments for metaverse, you're pretty much going to see Decentraland, Engine, the Sandbox, Blocktopia, 𝗕𝗘𝗪 is another one. If we have a look, another article here, 15 top metaverse coins to buy right now. Again, Axie Infinity is another one. Yeah, Sandbox. We've got Decentraland, 𝗕𝗓𝗪, again, another one. Engine, that's obvious. High Street, another interesting one. Never seen that. Again, just more and more meta hero. I'm not surprised to see that one. Red Fox Labs, Blocktopia. What else? We've got Star Atlantis, Meta City, Beta, Wax, and Ultra. Again, like none of these projects, I'm not saying that these aren't going to do really well. They're likely to do very well. But I think there are more opportunities than people are being led to believe, right? And ultimately, a lot of people are saying these are the best investments to 100x your money. But I'm going to put a different spin on it, right? Because there's going to be like an oversaturation of metaverse play to earn games. And I am going to highlight one that I really do like and think is going to do really well. But ultimately, I think there's a few other plays that we could sort of look at, right? And I'm going to sort of go through my thoughts and opinions on this, and really interested to get your views and opinions in the comments. But I mean, even if we look at YouTube, for example, and again, we sort of not picking on anybody, not saying any of these individuals are incorrect or inaccurate. But, look, it's Decentraland, it's Meta Hero, it's all the usual metaverse projects. Again, like a lot of them here, like I think that there's a lot of people that are sleeping on a few projects. But if we sort of get into CoinMarketCap, even this I feel is misleading. If you go to say metaverse.
Do you ever feel like this using Ethereum? 𝗕𝗘𝗪 Network offers lightning-fast transactions with low fees, so you can do more of the things you love to do in crypto. We bring the power of Web 2 on-chain, paving the way for next-gen ideas. Like NFTs that change based on your video game scores, or automatic airdrops for everyday things like sending tweets, shopping online, or just ordering delivery. 𝗕𝗘𝗪 Network delivers a faster, cheaper, and smarter experience for Ethereum's next billion users. Get started today.
Again, you get Decentraland, ApeCoin, Sandbox, Theta, Axie, and so forth, right? Now, I believe that 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗧 is going to do really, really well. And this is going to be the only metaverse project that I'm going to highlight in this list. And this is one that Nick and myself are stacking an awful lot of. And we really do think that this is a fantastic project. We do think that they've spent an awful lot of time sort of building everything from scratch. It's a play to earn, build to earn, learn to earn, which I always find really difficult to spit out. But ultimately, you can own your land, properties, they're NFT-based assets with real-world value. And, you know, we've seen some fantastic NFT drops already and looking forward to more, right? So particularly looking forward to the land sale. You know, Nick and myself will be partaking in that. But ultimately, I think there are other ways to benefit from the whole play with metaverse, right? And one of them is going to be PRQ, currently ranked 587th by market cap. And this is all to do with connecting blockchain data to off-chain world, or to the off-chain world. Can't get my words out today. But ultimately, I think that this particular project and a few others, which I will cover off, you know, is going to be beneficial, right? So let's sort of talk through my thought process, right, around metaverse. Metaverse, you know, you're going to have retail in the metaverse as I see it, right? And you know, just thinking out loud, what does that mean, right? So let's say, hypothetically speaking, you've got a shop, and this shop could be Zara, for example, right? A clothing store, really well known, or M&S, you know, it could be anything, right? But ultimately, they have a store in the real world, but they have a store in the metaverse, right? And ultimately, my thought process is they're going to have to, you know, have something to deal with on and off chain data, be it, you know, price changes of garments, for example. You know, if they're going to want them to match in the metaverse and the real world store, and those price changes could happen, you know, frequently throughout the day. So I think, you know, having projects like this is going to be something that is going to be a must for metaverse. Now, you know, this is just one example. There are many, but this is one that I've picked that I think is going to do really well, that I think a lot of people are sleeping on. So, you know, first project that I'm going to call out here, you know, is this one, currently at 28 cent or 28.5 cent, up 3.72% at the time of recording. I do think this is cheap. It's just my opinion, not financial advice. And ultimately, I think this is a solid project, one to take a look at. Moving on, we've got Newnet. And again, I think this is another project that is going to, you know, benefit from, you know, metaverse. I really do, because again, it's all to do with decentralized computing and monetizing, you know, computer resources at scale, providing, you know, globally distributed, optimized computing power for decentralized networks. I think stuff like this for the metaverse is going to be really, really important. So ultimately, again, another project that I think is going to do really, really well. You know, currently at 0.04987, up 3.83%. Ranked 3,657th by market cap. Solid team, solid tech, and one that I think is going to do really well. You know, I'm very open in the fact that I am invested in this one. I am vesting. We got it in the private sale. You know, I'm always going to be, you know, transparent and honest with everybody. But I have no plans to sell any of the tokens that I hold, just to be really, really clear. We were just not into that sort of stuff that some of the other influencers that give us all a bad name, you know, partake in, right? So moving on, and I'll get rid of that. But Chainlink, right? And again, this is really like the Oracle side of things. It's all to do with data. Now, currently ranked 23rd by market cap at $14.26, up 6% at the time of recording. Very volatile, huge partnerships, very well integrated with, you know, many different projects. Ultimately, I think, you know, Chainlink again is going to benefit from from the metaverse. Again, all sorts of, different pieces of data is going to need to be utilized on and off chain in these metaverse projects, be that weather systems, if you want it to be ultra realistic, for example. There's just so much data that, is going to need to correlate between metaverse and the real world, in my humble opinion. So Chainlink is another one that makes the list. And my fifth and final project is 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, currently 0.2899, up 2.11% at the time of recording, ranked 4,540th by market cap. And again, I think this is one that many people are sleeping on at these prices. I think really undervalued currently, but ultimately, again, around decentralized oracles, I'm sort of hedging my bets that this might be the project that deals with the oracle side of things for Cardano. Just my opinion. I wouldn't put all eggs in one basket, but ultimately I think this is going to be the one that for me stands out. And it's just my opinion. It's not financial advice. You need to go do your own research on all of these projects. But I think data is key to metaverse. Cloud computing resources is needed for metaverse. Now, why am I highlighting these projects rather than just a number of different metaverse projects or play to earn games? Is because ultimately there's a few of these projects that are capable, in my humble opinion, and the metaverse play to earn game sector of blockchain is going to become saturated with lots of crap, but in amongst that crap is going to be some amazing protocols, right? Like cornucopia that I've called out already. Now, with a saturated market, they're going to be dependent on a few different oracle or computer services, within blockchain. And ultimately, I think that's going to lead to a lot of price discovery in this particular sector. You've also got like file sharing and all that sort of stuff, with like Filecoin and various others. There are others that I could have, called out. But I think the reason why I call these projects out is because ultimately, I think a lot of people are being misled that all the money is going to be made in, the metaverse projects themselves. But actually, there's going to be a lot of, importance put on some of these other projects. And ultimately, it's a bit like an ecosystem. You end up with all this total value locked. You could use FTM, for example, which I think, don't quote me on it, is about 7 billion total value locked. Ultimately, you could have something like that on all these different oracle projects, and there isn't that many of them in comparison to the number of metaverse projects that are going to need oracle services, are going to need cloud computing services, and so forth. So some interesting thought processes that I've been having that I wanted to share with people. Do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below. Really interested to understand whether you're aligned with my way of thinking or whether you completely think I'm wrong and I'm talking garbage. But ultimately, that's my thought process. Obviously, I'm invested in some of these projects and others I'm not, but I still want to raise them and sort of talk about them and give them some airtime. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. And don't forget to check out our Patreon service, become a member. We'd love to have you. Or if that's not your bag, jump into our Discord, chat with us. We'd love to chat with you. But really looking forward to reading through your comments. So do leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on everything that I've covered today. Right, take care. I'll catch you in the next one.